Red Splatters, welcome to the program. Sorry I have been a little laggy on the channel lately. I just, life caught up to me and bullshit ensues. So, forgive me, I am sick today. But other than that, we are all peachy keen. Today, I only have one of our you know who he is. You know who he is. I don't even need to say it. He's in every fucking podcast.
Hey, I've been in every fucking podcast from the beginning.
Yes,
Mic drop right there. From the very beginning.
Since the dawn of man.
I'm the only surviving member.
We're back when foxes were savages and
yes.
You know, they chased bunny rabbits around and all that stuff, and they, you know, the bunny rabbit turns into a policeman, and you know, all of a sudden, you know, they go into a diversity issue.
And back when people actually took this country seriously.
And Shakira comes out. Wait, that's the plot line to Zootopia. Never mind.
That's true.
So anyway, we have a news-filled podcast. This is technically a first for us because we don't do straight-up news.
But when it's news like this,
it's been like incessant news. It's been bam, bam, bam in the geek culture, you know. So I really like that, you know, approach. So how are you, Alexis?
I am doing just great. It's actually a Monday, and my energy isn't depleted, and I'm so happy to be here.
Congratulations.
And may I point out...
We are recording in Studio K.
Yes.
Once again, after a 10 podcast...
Reunited, and it feels so good.
After a 10 podcast dismissal period,
because we understood
all the bullshit that, you know, went with it, you know.
But hey, we're back.
Yes, we are.
It's you and me for a stripped down podcast, but it's going to be a great podcast.
It is a very stripped podcast. Stripped. I want some bacon strips right now. That sounds really good.
Oh boy.
Anyway, so without further ado, I'm Kyle Lira. This is Red Spotlight Entertainment number 21. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a lot of shit to talk about. We have Spider-Man in Civil War. The trailer just dropped, and I saw the Marvel company literally steal Thunder from DC because it's been getting all this momentum about Batman v Superman. Usual. You know, and then all of a sudden Marvel's like, yeah, fuck you guys, and then took away the Thunder, you know, so to speak.
Kachiga.
Yes, Cars reference. I love that.
Cars 3 coming out next year.
Oh, joy. Also, we have been confirmed that another Indiana Jones movie is going to be coming out with Harrison Ford and Steven Spielberg enlisted. We're going to go all into the grimy details and what our thoughts about that is. Also, we have young Han Solo casting reports, and that it was boiled down to three
reportedly
three actors on the short list. And also, Peter Capaldi says that there's a new companion on the TARDIS, and also that Peter Capaldi has also been asked by the BBC to portray the Doctor once more after Series 10 because everybody is panicking because he could go on forever, you know. But there is a point where, you know, Peter Capaldi will reach burnout, you know. So will he overstay and all that stuff? That'll be the question. Also, Walkers and Universal? What is this?
It was bound to happen.
Yeah. Fucking Universal. You know what? I hope that fucking zombies take the Minions over.
There's no chance of that happening.
No. I mean, like bite their heads off and.
Well, look, the Minions
bloodily.
Just presented at the Academy Awards.
That just took the cake. You saw the disgust in my face when I was helping you record the
Red Spotters. He was tearing up.
I was
in disgust.
I was literally tearing up in disgust. And you're like, Kyle, that's too dramatic. Well, fuck you. The Minions could go to hell.
Just wait till the live action movies.
Oh, that's fuck you. Anyway. So let's get into the meat sauce. First thing on the agenda, we have Spider-Man
in
Civil War.
Captain America Civil War.
No, it's Civil War. I'm sorry.
It's Captain America Civil War.
I'm sorry. It just doesn't feel like a Captain America movie. I mean, he is the star of the bitch, but he's not really like,
Well, so far as according to the trailer, which was, I mean, all of the trailers and teasers that have been dropped have been spectacular. We're all in agreement on that.
Spectacular Spider-Man, thank you.
Yes.
Barker!
I think all you really need to know that this will be a Captain America movie is that scene where it's like, I can do this all day.
Yeah.
Between him and Iron Man. But I get what you're saying, because there's so many heroes in this movie, it becomes less and less of Captain America and more Civil War.
We could be heroes.
But of course, it's intended that good song. That Steve Rogers is our anchor into this Civil War movie, obviously. But it shouldn't take away that. Almost in a way, this is as much Tony's movie. But let's get what everyone's talking about. That big moment at the end.
That big moment at the
Mr. Underoos himself.
You think that the trailer is over, and I think that we could have easily accepted the fact that we wouldn't have seen Spider-Man until the movie itself was shown. You think that the trailer is over, right? All this shit happens. Scarlet Witch, she's possessing Vision. You see, I could do this all day. You see all those quips. But then, all of a sudden, what takes the cake is this. You see freaking Tony Stark saying, okay, I've had enough with this. Under ruse! And then, all of a sudden, you see a web, blast Cap's shield. And then all of a sudden he lands onto a nearby van or some shit like that. And then he's like, "Hey guys," and you see the eyes and all that stuff. That's Ditko. That's right. That's Ditko. Costume right there. Nice to go back to the '60s with that. As somebody who's been wanting to see Spider-Man cross in with every other superhero, out there, because that is kind of Spider-Man's shtick, right? He has no established group. He's part of this group, then the next day he's part of this group. That's his whole shtick. He's a roamer. He's a roaming hero, and that's part of his character and persona and how he gets along with everybody. And just I wanted to see that from the very beginning because of copyright issues and because everybody else had the rights and all that. It just really flustered me seeing that he won't be in it. And then all of a sudden, I think it was a little early last year that Marvel did a press release and saying that, oh guys, by the way, we have bought the rights to Spider-Man.
Do you remember that evening that it was announced? I think you and I were at Starbucks, and then all of a sudden we looked at our phones.
Yeah,
it was blowing up,
like all of Generation Y does.
Right. And then I remember I was leaving, or I was there, and then I saw the news: Sony and Marvel, Spider-Man back at Marvel, and it's like that was huge news.
That was huge news. I mean, because everybody's been wanting this moment to happen,
right?
And then even when it was announced, we still didn't believe it.
Yeah,
for a little bit, we were like, okay, yeah, right, and then all of a sudden. Yeah. And then all of a sudden the trailer comes out,
right,
and then all of a sudden the validity of the shtick, actually it's coming to fruition,
right.
And,
that moment at the end made it official.
Yeah, you like it, you see Spider-Man out there, and he's like, "Hey everybody," which by the way, two
hey,
words,
everyone.
you get his character automatically, and I love the fact that he is a little pipsqueak, prepubescent teen.
Yeah,
you could tell that he hasn't grown pubes yet. So you get this.
How old is Tom Holland?
Like 19. But the way that the vibe that you get from him, the vibe
as
that
Sheldon Cooper would say, I'm sure he has a full pubis of hair.
But looking at it from a retrospect, it is nice to see a young youth. Instead of a 25, we're saying, "Hey guys, I'm in high school," even though he's like 2 tenors.
Oh, like every other Disney Channel show.
He's like in 2 tenors deep. Yeah, like what? Like the high school musical guys. They were like
right.
They were like in their mid-20s already.
Did you hear they're making a 4th High School Musical?
Yes, I heard that. But nobody cares because Ashley Tisdale. You know what? It would be cool to see Ashley Tisdale come back, but as the original as the drama teacher.
There should be a High School Musical Princess Diaries crossover, the same way they're going to be 21 Jump Street and Men in Black. No. I know, just throwing out ideas.
No,
no, but seriously, Spider-Man looked amazing.
Spider-Man did look amazing.
The costume
I love the fact that they're ripping a page out of Deadpool. They're making his eyes fucking move, and I love that.
It's 2016. It's time.
It's time for a Spider-Man whose eyes move. I think that.
I mean, you gotta be under the impression that obviously he's Team Iron Man.
Yeah.
Tony and Peter know each other, I think, beforehand, and so I'm sure he had a hand in making that possible. Just a hunch. Stark Industries.
Yeah. Maybe, but the rest of the costume, it kind of looked homemade. Like the only thing that Tony Stark did was give him the eyes, and that's it. But the rest still looked very homemade to me. I don't know. I like that kind of shit.
It looked very classy.
Yeah, it looked very sleek. It looked very looked very cosplay looking. And that's what it's supposed to look like. Anything else about Spider-Man?
Well, I think it's wonderful that Marvel got him back.
I know you're not a huge Spider-Man fan.
It's not that I don't like him.
Am I correct?
Well, you're correct. It's not I don't like him. It's that I'm not familiar with him, as you are, obviously. You grew up with Spider-Man. All of our friends know him very well. For me...
My 2 heroes that I grew up with was Batman and Spider-Man.
I haven't even seen... I've only seen one Spider-Man movie, and that's half of one. And it just happened to be Amazing Spider-Man 2, which... Come on. But I understand why people love... I understand why people love this character, and I'm all for it, because I'm obviously seeing how fans are just overjoyed by having this character. And you know what? Just by hearing people describe this character, I think he belongs in the MCU, and I'm excited about it. That being said, this is Civil War. This is probably one of the most important storylines in the Marvel comics.
Bar none.
It's exactly. And it's justice to have him involved. But we do have to clarify something. We also did see a lot of Black Panther in that trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, help me out here. When they first announced Civil War, at that time, Spider-Man was not in Marvel rights. And it looked as if Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther would play the role of Spider-Man that he would have played in the movie that he does in the comics. Was there any last minute changes, do you feel? How big of a part do we see Spider-Man playing? Because that honestly is a mystery to me.
I think he's going to be team neutral, Spider-Man.
But according to the trailer, he seemed pretty Team Iron Man to me.
But I think that he's going to be one of those heroes that tie them together.
I see.
I think him, Black Panther, and all that stuff. Even though they are seemingly on two different sides.
Are they? I thought Black Panther was with Iron Man. Do we have the roster the way we can see it? Because I know that we have on Team Cap, which I mean they've already announced the teams. By the way, if you haven't seen the internet, obviously, but the teams obviously we have Captain America, the Falcon, I believe Scarlet Witch, along with the Winter Soldier, and maybe Black Panther then. On Team Cap, and then Team Iron Man would be Iron Man himself. Wait, hold on a minute. Hawkeye is Team Captain America. I think Team Iron Man is Black Panther, Black Widow,
the
Vision,
Iron Man.
the Vision, and Spider-Man. and War Machine, who will die, obviously.
It had to be a black guy.
I mean, look.
One black guy goes out, and then the other one comes in.
Look, they've been teasing a controversial ending for Civil War. And so that
do you think it will be the obvious?
No. I don't think it will be. I think, one of our good friends who is a frequent guest on this podcast, Peter, pointed it out, that they purposely just went ahead and let the cat out of the bag with letting us know that War Machine or Cody Rhodes is done for. But obviously that really isn't a character that resonates with everybody. Yeah. So I kind of feel that they've been teasing this ending. This movie has been so hyped. Like, the Russo brothers themselves have, like, not quoted, but they've said that this is the Godfather of Marvel movies. Like, honestly, with everything with everyone involved and with the significance of this story.
Well, they're kind of obligated to say so.
They are. But we know that they're capable of doing it. That's what's different here. But
I mean, we saw in 2013 we saw Winter Soldier.
I think it was 14. Was it 14? I think it was 2014.
Somewhere in there.
14. Yeah, you and we saw Winter Soldier together, and believe you and me, and Red Spotters listen to this. He and I, we were expecting a good, fun Marvel movie.
Yeah.
But what we got was nowhere near what we expected. Like, seriously, like,
in a good way,
in a very amazing way. Because up until then, after the Avengers, it was a kind of a come down with Iron Man 3 and Thor: The Dark World, which were fun, but nothing really memorable. And then 10 freaking minutes into Winter Soldier, I said to him, "This is already better than the other two movies combined."
Yes, I think boils down to good writing, good directing,
right,
and people knowing what they want from a movie.
But I wanted to say though, from everything that I know of Civil War, and I'm sure as you do, I'm sure that Marvel understands that to an extent this kind of needs to be spectacular.
Yeah, with Spider-Man,
of course, and all the other people in there. But amazing trailers, I got to tell you. It was, for me, one of my favorite parts was seeing the Thunderbolt Ross there with the Avengers and showing him the damage from New York, Washington, and Sokovia.
Because you know why? Because it's canon.
Yes, it's very much canon.
Oh man. What is it looks like a Scarlet Witch is going to have a prominent role.
Well, she's lethal. That's kind of the thing. Scarlet Witch can probably be more lethal than any of the Avengers, honestly, because of her powers.
Yeah,
they're just out of this world. I mean, if she can take on the Vision, I mean, those two, and we know their history in the comics, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah,
you will like my pussy.
Charming,
charming to the last. Wait, did I just? Yeah, I think I did. Grand Moff Tarkin.
You did, yeah. It was Grand Moff Tarkin. Sometimes you're so used to pulling from so different source materials that one just comes through your head and you have no idea where it came from. You have to think about it.
Charming to the last.
Which just happened right now.
That was good. Grand Moff Tarkin.
But obviously, this is my most anticipated movie of this year, Captain America: Civil War. I can't wait for this movie. I just can't wait for it.
How about Batman v Superman?
I'm excited about that movie. I'm looking forward to it very much. But, I mean, Civil War is like, oh my God.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have all these different, compounds about
it. It's because we're already invested with these characters. We have a lot of history with them. With Batman v Superman, we're just getting to know them.
It's getting to, well, even though that I'm a big Superman, Batman fan, I don't know much about these, new incarnations. So
yeah, we're still hard.
I think that's the only flaw with the DC universe, in terms of the movies.
It's taken them so long to get off the ground. That's just that's why.
And
hopefully that changes this year.
How they're rushing into it, it makes it kind of hard to see.
Well, we'll see. It's all really a matter of how it goes in the movie. If it feels rushed, then that's a big Achilles heel. But if they can pull it off, then their bet paid off. It's just a matter of how they do it.
You got to learn to play your cards right.
George Strait, Ace in the Hole?
Ace in the Hole, yeah.
Wow. See, guys, these references are just out of nowhere.
Them references, though.
I get that reference.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Captain America reference right there.
I gotta represent, man.
Got it. Yeah. You're wearing the freaking t-shirt, man. You're representing anyway.
Hey, it ain't just me. Like, I have said, oh, bless you. I have said many times, and I want to get this message. I'm sure Disney themselves aren't listening to this, but if they do, get with the program and announce Marvel Land. Why? Because I was there on the ground half a year ago, and every other guy, I kid you not, was wearing the exact same shirt I was. Captain America is hugely popular, as is Marvel. Get busy. I'm just saying.
Anyway, speaking of another Disney property.
Ooh, a lot of news, right? This is big.
This is huge. This is huge. Both kind of, sort of. Most directly, in one case, evolving around Harrison Ford figure-esque. First, we'll talk about the big mouse. Indiana Jones 5 has been announced for a scheduled summer release in 2019 with Spielberg back on board, and we have also Harrison Ford returning as the man with the whip. I am
not surprised.
Yeah,
I mean,
you as we were watching The Force Awakens, you could see the contract that Harrison Ford signed. I will die, and then I will get my Indiana Jones movie.
Wait. Okay? Spoilers for The Force Awakens.
Oh, spoilers to those who have, to the 3 people out there who have not seen The Force Awakens yet. Sorry, okay?
Yes, Han Solo is dead, everybody.
Yeah, Han Solo died. He fucking got sliced.
I mean, look, let's provide some context here. When it was announced that Harrison Ford was back in Episode 7, I think it was. I think it
was an anonymous, viewing that Harrison Ford, because now he's in it.
Right.
He's been wanting Han to die for all this time. He probably got recompense for.
Yes, I mean, he got paid so much, and Han died. But to get Harrison Ford on board, I'm pretty sure they told him, "Hey, by the way, we're doing Indy 5, and we want you in it." And he was like, okay,
all right, I'll play Han Solo. Let's do this." And then all of a sudden he's like, "Spielberg, where's my check?"
I think it's just obviously no one is surprised, and I think it's great because from Indiana Jones 4 left a bad taste in people's mouths, and a lot of people really blame George Lucas for what happened.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, it probably is his fault. But this time, George Lucas is retired.
Thank God.
Spielberg is a prolific director. I mean, and it's nice to see him doing action again.
The last film I saw of him was Bridge of Spies.
Right. But it wasn't.
I didn't like it per se, but I admired the directing of the movie.
That's the thing with Spielberg. The thing with Spielberg is that he does whatever he wants to do. He does different kinds of movies.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the last action or blockbuster movie he made was Indiana Jones 4, right? I'm pretty sure it was that. I don't remember him directing anything else.
After that, he did like stuff like Lincoln
and I think it was Tintin.
The Adventures of Tintin, which is an adventure film too,
right?
But it's also stop motion.
But it wasn't a blockbuster film. That's the thing. No. Or it wasn't a franchise either. And right now he's directing Ready Player One, which is an adaptation of a book.
Yeah.
So I think it's nice because look, Spielberg in the 90s, I mean, he was cranking out popcorn movies that were well made, like Jurassic Park,
Raiders of the Lost Ark, Jaws,
E.T. I mean, those big movies that everyone knows.
All these different properties.
Wait a minute. I think there is a really great chance we're going to have Mr. Williams back on to score Indiana Jones 5.
Really? What makes you think that?
Because Spielberg rarely does anything. The reason why for Bridge of Spies he had Thomas Newman was because Williams is kind of busy.
He was busy in a galaxy far, far away, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And I think Spielberg loves collaborating with Williams. He almost always has him.
Yeah,
I think Spielberg.
He's a good luck charm, you know.
He's gonna court him to be back on the project.
And it would be so nice to hear the traditional Raiders march
in a new in a modern way.
Yeah, and just hearing the because dude, well, the one thing that I admired about the Star Wars Force Awakens score was how crisp everything sounded, and
it sounded old yet new.
And John Williams always strive for that. He likes to up his ante in a very classical way. He likes to keep he's kind of like in terms of genius. He's kind of the Walt Disney of the music industry.
Oh yeah.
Because you hear his music throughout, and one of the things that J.J. Abrams emphasized with John Williams is that the one thing that you notice about John Williams' score is that it's a story all in itself.
It is. And really, I think in a generation's time, John Williams, or maybe even, seriously, John Williams would be maybe as well known and regarded as some of the famous composers of all time, like Mozart and Beethoven. It's just, he's that huge. It's because 50 Academy Award nominations,
and his scores are so memorable too.
Exactly.
I mean, you
iconic.
Okay, for example, Hans Zimmer. That's 50% of the score right there.
Yeah, for every single movie.
But with Williams, it's there's oboes, there's trumpets, there's the heavy use of violin.
Just look at Star Wars alone, the different kinds of music.
It's swelling pieces in a gorgeous way,
right?
Right. So just to hear a new score from John Williams would be amazing. To see. What do you think it'll be about? Indiana Jones 5.
Well, you're the expert on this. I like the Indiana Jones movies a lot, but I wouldn't call myself a super fan because I haven't seen them that much. But you have. You grew up with these movies, so you would be the expert.
I think what has been on the table for a long time.
Aliens?
No, fuck that shit. Fuck that bullshit. So fucking hard. No, they're interdimensional.
It's an Indiana Jones Star Wars crossover. Like they had the multiverse.
You see Han Solo and you see Indiana Jones. Wow, this is weird. No, but this idea has been put on the table for a long time, and I think they were gonna begin a script on it for Indiana Jones 4, but of course George had other ideas. Fucking. Anyway, I think that the next that Indiana Jones's last big adventure, and I think that it would be a suiting adventure, is a trip to Atlantis.
Yes, I've been hearing that recently.
I think that would be a huge if this is Harrison's last movie,
we gotta make it big.
That would be huge,
and because Atlantis, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, we're not.
It delves into the Greek mythology.
Yes, that's true. But what I was getting at is that Atlantis is a mythological legend that is rarely ever adapted into film.
Other than Disney's movie, but other than that, it's not really that known.
Which is surprising because that's a very fascinating story. So, I mean, if they're gonna do that, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that would be amazing. In Atlantis, I mean, just using practical effects and going back to the bare bones, like how Force Awakens did. Mm-hmm. I think that kind of set the ground for movies being made now.
Practical effects, of course.
Using practical effects, because now that's the big thing. I mean, you had Mad Max, you used practical effects. You had Force Awakens. So now that we have all that, we have it now.
We also have the Star Wars prequels to thank.
Yeah.
For not overdoing it with the CGI.
Yeah. Thank you, Star Wars prequels.
Thank you, George Lucas. Thank you, George Lucas.
For once. For once. Goongas. I mean, just everything is so intense. I mean, so much stuff is going on.
Wasn't the CG in Indy 4 also kind of bad? Was there any CG used for the aliens?
There was a lot of CG in...
oh my god, the gopher or the monkeys. Oh my... Yeah. I just remember that.
Yeah, it was
Wasn't
bad.
that funny?
No, it wasn't.
It's like watching Tarzan the musical.
No. Anyway... I think that Atlantis would be an amazing idea. Just seeing the miniatures of Atlantis being used, seeing, filming on actual locations.
Do you feel it's gonna? I mean, while also including elements of what of what we are expecting of it, do you feel that they're gonna go for this homage route that's really being popular, like, or is it just gonna be like you know how The Force Awakens mirrored the original movie?
Yeah.
Like, do we feel that this movie is gonna like mirror the original Indiana Jones in any way?
If they were gonna mirror anything, they would probably mirror Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Which is yeah.
It'd be cool if there was like a spirit room and all that stuff, and then you see and all of a sudden you see Indiana Jones. He's like, Dad, hey son, it's me, your father.
Is Sean Connery alive still?
Yeah, he's still very much alive. He's retired from acting,
right.
Who knows?
To have him back
To
would be something special.
have Sean Connery,
Right?
And if this, because let's face it, Harrison Ford is getting up there. If he's not there already.
Excuse me, he's 74 years young.
If he's not there already. 74 years young, yeah. I think that would be an amazing little thing, just seeing father and son unite. But it did say in the fourth movie that his character did die.
Oh, that's true, huh?
Yeah.
Oh well.
But maybe they'll dismiss the fourth one as canon.
You have that's not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen.
Maybe they'll bring his dad back somehow. I don't know.
With the aliens, because they abducted him, and that's why they thought that he was dead.
There's aliens. There was aliens, son. That's the reason why I was gone all this time. Remember that one creepy thing in Indiana Jones 3 when he was asking, how did you know she was a Nazi? She talks in her sleep. Remember that?
Yeah, thank you. I honestly needed to hear that right now. Thank you, Kyle.
That was creepy. It was like, what? And you know what? That is a very Sean Connery thing to do, you know. Oh, Bond. Anyway, so Indiana Jones 5 is set for summer 2019. I can't wait to see it.
By the way, the same year that Avengers Infinity War Part 2 and Star Wars Episode 9 come out.
Oh, it's going to be a very busy year then.
Aren't they all at this point?
Oh, yeah. Anyway, the next thing on the Harrison Ford agenda list is Disney's Young Han Solo is nearing its short list. So far, we have Alden and
You're there.
Enrich,
Good.
Jack Rayner, and we have Taron Egerton. That's the only name I could pronounce. Yay! Thank you, Kingsman.
Pronounce. It's the only name he didn't butcher.
Jack Rayner.
Can I see it?
Aiden Aaronich, the Sarasnich.
Really? All right. Well, obviously there's Taron Egerton, Jack Rayner, and Alden Ehrenreich. Ehrenreich. Yeah, Ehrenreich. Jack Rayner and Taron Egerton. Yeah, not surprised by this. I think I'm much more pleased with this short list than the one that was reported a couple months back.
Did they have Dave Franco?
Oh my God, that would have been such a terrible. They had Zac Efron there too. I'm just glad that
that they came to their senses. Sorry guys, I'm sick.
No, but look, even from that list, my number one choice for this was always Taron Egerton. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was very impressed with his performance in Kingsman, and he also got good reviews for his new movie Eddie the Eagle. So I mean, honestly, at this point, I personally feel it's his to lose at this point to be the next Han Solo, which I don't mind. He's a very charismatic, individual,
he is he has that charm. He has that and also he could do his own stunts. That would be amazing. And also we have been confirmed that Chewie will also be part of the.
Was it ever really in question?
No, but
I mean,
but it'll be cool.
Next, they'll confirm Han Solo will wear a jacket. In the Han Solo movie, I mean, are we
confirmed? He's wearing his signature boots.
I mean, look, if we're gonna have a Han Solo movie, are we expected to maybe see Boba Fett, maybe Lando, maybe the Falcon? I mean, do all?
But
these
do you
things...
think he really had a beef with Boba Fett before in prior years?
Well, that's the thing. What was the beef between those two? We never saw it. They obviously knew each other before the events of A New Hope. So
is that portion even canon? Okay, I'm just kidding.
Don't go there, Mister. I own the specialized edition of A New Hope.
Yes, and I'm a proud owner of that. Thank you very much. No, seriously, guys, I recommend that. That's the only way to watch A New Hope.
Was there anything else you were going to add onto this?
No, that's the only thing. I mean, that's the only thing that's that's in the news.
We may want to let the audience know at this point that we do plan on filming an audio commentary for The Force Awakens.
Yes, we do. That's going to be coming up really
early
soon.
April.
Early April. As soon as we get it, we're going to go do it.
Right.
Kind of thing. That type of deal.
Or some shit like that.
Some shit like that.
Inside jokes.
I love that. Anyway, let's get out of space and let's go back into space and
time and space this time.
And talk about Peter Capaldi announcing that they have already casted the new companion for Series 10. What do you think about that?
I mean, I wish I could care, but I don't, because since they decided to take the year off, I'm kind of like
fuck you guys.
Like, seriously, for right now, because for my own good, Doctor Who is like flying way under my radar, because let me tell you something. This is an incredible show.
Yes.
And the 9th series that we saw, I told you this many times, and I said this on this podcast when we did the Doctor Who podcast, that season was, to me, the best season of television in 2015.
And to take a break
when they've had so much momentum.
Yes.
And for Stephen Moffat to also say, by the way, after this next one, I'm getting out of here.
Yes.
So there's this like sense that like people are abandoning ship right when they've never been better, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like that kind of. We haven't talked about it in this show because we filmed the Doctor Who podcast before they made that announcement that Doctor Who would come back next spring, literally a year from where right now, because spring just started this year, 2016. So, I mean, but I get that Steven's kind of burnt out and he wants to make a final season. It's just a question of this new companion I'm excited for, because, we're sad to see Clara go, but we think at this point they're giving us a year to make our peace with it.
The only thing that Peter Capaldi would confirm about the new companion is that the companion has no prior knowledge to the Doctor.
So a fresh person.
So it could be somebody who doesn't know much about the Doctor, like only knows the Doctor, but doesn't know about his history and.
Well, we'll see how this goes, but.
It would have been amazing to see Maisie Williams as the companion.
It would have, but
she's Jenna Coleman's companion.
That's true, and she has another show called Game of Thrones. The thing with this is, you see, this is why we kind of would have preferred had Clara remained the companion for all of Capaldi's run.
Yeah.
Because their chemistry
is on fire
with every episode. Like, it gets
so much better. I have not seen chemistry like that ever.
I mean, it was spectacular. What can I say?
Yeah,
it was damn near
felt
perfect.
like they've known each other since the beginning of time.
It completely blew away anything that resembled chemistry with Matt Smith and Jenna Coleman. I'm sorry.
And then all of a sudden Capaldi came in, and then all of a sudden you have this, interesting dynamic. It's like,
and Capaldi himself gets better with every episode.
It's like I know you don't get it, but it's like Elizabeth Sladen as Sarah Jane Smith and John Pertwee. How it didn't really fit in well, with that kind of era. But then all of a sudden when she was with Tom Baker,
okay.
you get the essence right there. So technically, John Pertwee is the
Smith
is the Matt Smith of this era.
Appropriately, Capaldi is the modern day Tom Baker.
Yeah, and that because he is the definitive Doctor. To me, a lot of people think that still have that faithfulness to Tom Baker.
I think at this point it's becoming more fact than opinion because just the sheer ability that man has as an actor to bring to this role as the Doctor is unrivaled. I mean, I thought Smith and Tennant were good, but Capaldi brings down the hammer.
Yeah.
So the second part of that story is...
the axe.
Okay. But the second part of that story is it's an open question whether this upcoming season is his last, because given recent track history, the last two Doctors had 3 seasons, then it was their time.
Yeah.
But Capaldi is different. He's an ultra fan, and he understands the fans love him. And I think he would love to do another one. It's just... it doesn't spell right, or it may not feel right to him knowing that Moffat is leaving.
Because we had but here's the thing though, because we're making comparisons to the original, William Hartnell, he ran for 3 seasons. Patrick Troughton, he did 3. John Pertwee also did 3, but then also Tom Baker did 7.
7 seasons.
He did 7 seasons.
Holy.
But then and then he still stayed on, 3 more seasons after the showrunner Terry Nation left. And so who knows, maybe he might be
Do you know much of this new showrunner?
Chris Chibnall?
Yes.
I know that a lot of people have favored his writing on Broadchurch. Which is a TV show with Arthur Darvill.
What has he done for Doctor Who?
He's done the episode The Power of 3. He's done Dinosaurs on a Spaceship.
A fan favorite.
There are dinosaurs on a spaceship.
The thing is, though, I really just wish that Moffat would...
he did the episode 42 as well.
I really wish Moffat would keep going because, look, everything really aligned in season 9. It's like season 9 was so perfect, you can't imagine it getting any better than that.
No, you can't.
But look, this show has such tremendous star power with not only the people who are in charge of it, but the fans. Doctor Who, and I've seen it for myself, I'm an example of this. The fan base expands year after year.
Just as if this last week, Sci-Fi debuted, Sci-Fi Mexico debuted Series 9 on Sci-Fi.
Oh, really?
In Mex. So, and there was like this whole big old convention, dedicated to that incident. And Peter Capaldi was there, and they broke a world record that was previously 300 and something. They broke a world record and have the most people dressed up like Doctor Who characters. And
in Mexico,
and there was 464 people dressed like Doctor Who characters. So I think that is a true testament on the fan power alone. Okay, in Mexico, instead of Doctor Who, they call him Doctor Mysterio.
Wow,
just a little fun fact for you. Little Whovian and timey-wimey fun fact. I think that I personally want to see Capaldi go.
Me too.
series 11 or 12 or something like that. That'll be fitting if he leaves on the 12th.
That's true.
The 12th series, But Capaldi, he has he is a family man, and he is spending time with his family and all that stuff. He loves his wife dearly. As he said on Larry King.
I mean, he loves the show, and he doesn't hold back when he calls out bullshit. Like, I'm sure I think recently he criticized the BBC for not looking after Doctor Who as well as they should have. He's even taken shots for moving it to a later time slot because apparently viewership being down, which makes absolutely no sense because the quality of the show has only been going up. And so, but
that means quality, not quantity.
Of course, yeah. Of course.
I think they should move it back to the 5:30 slot in the spring. Yes. Next spring.
I think Peter made an excellent point. Peter Capaldi made an excellent point.
Because ever since the 60s, it premiered,
and it's a family time. It's a family show ultimately. So
yeah, and it was during that heyday of family television. So
with such classics like Fuller House.
Yes, like such classics as Fuller House, which 10 minutes of that. God, I couldn't. I'm sorry. I may be a sourpuss, but I don't get the love for Full House. I mean, it looks
love. Have you read the reviews?
It looks like,
honestly, they tore that thing to pieces. The only people who like Fuller House are people who grew up with Full House. Yes, I liked it. I actually had a good time watching it. It was nice, but
you could tell
all of the things the critics said was right.
Yeah.
It's just like, really, does it need to exist? Well,
Fuller House.
That's why we have High School Musical 4, Princess Diaries 3, the Powerpuff Girls are back on television.
Unfortunately. Yeah, so we have Doctor Who.
But there is great television, and I know I said that Doctor Who season 9 was like the best season of television in a long time. Guys, if you have nothing to do, go to Netflix, binge watch Daredevil season 2. It is amazing.
Yeah. Even though I have not seen it yet.
But you saw season 1. And
I saw season 1 and I freaking adored it. I just, I have never seen a more accurate, portrayal of, comic book lore than Daredevil, and just the way that they captured that essence of that grittiness of Hell's Kitchen, and just see, and oh my fucking god, freaking Vincent D'Onofrio, he freaking blows me away. Just
wait till you see John Bernthal.
Oh man, I already thought he was a good actor playing Shane because he already disliked him, and and what do I say about actors who you dislike?
If you hate them, they're doing their job right.
Exactly. I think that, and I stand by that. I mean, there was another actor. His name was Oscar Isaac. He wasn't known, before all the space stuff hit, but he played a villain named Red in the film Sucker Punch, which was directed by Zack Snyder. I freaking love that movie. I think that one of the best villains in cinema history is Red from Sucker Punch, because he's like vile. He's very icky. He's a snake. He's a perverted snake. That's basically what he plays. And he would go on to perfect that in a Ex Machina, but I think that he set the ground rules in Sucker Punch, which is, by the way, a fantastic film. I recommend it to everyone to see it, even though it does have Zack Snyder isms in there. It does have
Speaking of which, Batman v Superman opens this week in theaters. 6 p.m. showings all across the country.
Yes, 6 p.m. showings. What's up with that, I wonder?
It's actually, I found out today, it's part of the marketing for the movie. It's the studio Warner Brothers who's doing it. So I'm guessing this is their forte. I guess they're jumping into 6 p.m. showings, which is true. I thought it was just our theater, but no, it makes sense now that it's happening everywhere. There was an ad on my phone that's like 6 p.m. showings nationwide,
which is weird. I mean, of all.
It's only an hour earlier, but yeah, we're so used to going to like 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock,
yeah.
that would be the go-to.
Remember way back when there was midnight premieres?
Yeah, and then now because of the demand on a bunch of films, that
Force Awakens.
Yeah, that's a prime example. I mean, they're like, oh shit, we need to open up more trailers. Sorry, Alvin and the Chipmunks 8 o'clock showing. We're gonna open that one up. I think Batman v Superman, I'm expecting the first half to be fun and exciting and thrilling, and all my wishes come true, and then I expect that the bottom second half is going to be utter crap.
I think it's going to be fun. I think there's going to be a lot of good moments in there. That being said, though, there's just this feeling that people can't shake that there's going to be some kind of unforeseen element that derails the movie to some extent, which I think is what you're expecting.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you do want this movie to be successful, and you just hope to God that you're wrong.
Yeah, I hope. For once, I want to be wrong. I want to be completely, utterly wrong about it.
I think it's going to be better than you think. I kind of feel that the early buzz has been generally overwhelmingly positive, which, take it for what it is. But
it is a Man of Steel sequel, and a lot of people didn't like.
That's right. Steel. That's right. So, and I kind of feel some DC fans are just not. They're never going to be pleased with whatever they have. I mean, from what I see.
Yeah, and I'm a DC fan.
I know.
I'm a huge.
I know. A lot of people are DC fans, and I'm sure a lot of people listening are DC fans. I'm not saying that anything is wrong with them.
Are we expected to see Jared Leto somewhere around?
Okay, well,
I know there was an allude to the Joker and a potential Joker.
Well, you'll see him more him in Suicide Squad, which comes out when, July?
I can't wait to show you my toys. Jared Leto, he looked freaking fantastic. I don't see why everybody's complaining about, oh, he has tattoos and all this stuff. First off, he's a freaking entertaining gangster. That's what he is.
People complain because they want to complain. It's the same thing that happens throughout history. When they see something that is not what they expect and is not what they're accustomed to, they freak out.
It's different. We need to criticize.
Like the Civil Rights Movement, which, the Civil Rights Movement was...
Hey, no, don't go there. I learned my lesson from Remake Remedies. Don't go there.
I'm trying to make up for it. I'm making up for it.
No, you're not. We're going to go on
and
continue.
What was I going to say?
So, Batman v Superman. So, you expect it to be a good movie, right?
I expect it to be a crowd-pleasing film with maybe a few disappointments with either characters or certain miscast actors or maybe even a plot thread here and there. But I really am confident that at the end of the day...
Like Demi Lovato?
No, well, that's a good song, but that's what I'm saying. I feel confident at the end of the day it will be worth everyone's time.
Because Batman, it's worth it.
Yes. Baby, you're worth it.
Oh my gosh. That was that's good. That's good. The thing I'm expecting to see is a kick-ass Batman. I from what I'm seeing about Ben Affleck so far, I'm seeing a really good Batman.
Which again, people were so worried about him, and then you look at the trailers, no one's bitching anymore.
I think my thoughts were eased after I saw Gone Girl. And I saw the acting.
What was the picture in your mind? His Daredevil movie?
Yeah, and I was like, oh fucking shit. They did that wrong. Man of Steel doesn't have a good track record, which I liked Man of Steel. It captures the it captures the early essence of Superman perfectly, but a lot of people beg to differ. Like, oh, that's not the proper image of Superman, and I'm like, fuck you guys. You guys need to read more. But anyway, I think that overall it'll be like I said, I think that the first half would be great, and I think that the second half would be suck. But I hope I'm wrong. And I hope DC. I hope you guys know what you're doing. And you guys prove my.
Because let's face it, this movie is too important to fuck up.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna be good. I'm mostly excited for Suicide Squad though.
That's everybody.
I think that's everybody because the trailer and the
Joker and Harley
Jared
Quinn,
Leto and Margot Robbie and all that stuff. So I think that everybody is gonna be thrilled about that one. What else do we have to talk about? Oh. Walkers and Universal. What is this? It looks like it's going to be a walking haunted mansion.
Something of the sort. They announced this live on Talking Dead about, I think it was last week, that Universal Studios Hollywood, they're going to have a year-round attraction for The Walking Dead, because I'm sure that I recall that I think during Halloween time at both Hollywood and Orlando they have these Walking Dead events at the Universal parks.
It is basically a walk through what is that? Obstacle course.
Right.
Where you have to, dodge a bunch of zombies.
This attraction is supposed to be something like that, but much more intense and extreme. They want to actually make you feel immersed as if this was an actual world that
Are we gonna have machetes and
well,
pistols and
there may be some kind of a legal issue there.
Yeah. But maybe a laser machete or something like that. Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised it took this long. The show is arguably the most popular show on television, and for them, I think
in history,
probably so.
But I think that it'll be
zero nominations or any.
I think it'll be an exciting little thing in tribute. I like The Walking Dead, and I love The Walking Dead, and by the way, guys, I'm fucking scared for the 6th season finale.
It was just announced it's going to be a 90-minute episode.
Yes, I just saw that, and you know what that means.
Melissa McBride was left speechless at the end of the script.
A lot more shit is going to hit the fan within that time frame. I have not seen the most recent Walking Dead. Did you see it? How was it?
Mind-blowing ending.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll make you nervous about a lot of things.
That's coming?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. Can't wait to see that.
Starts off slow, but it ends in a completely unexpected way.
Okay.
So, The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Needless to say. I think that would wrap it up for today. I think we've talked a lot. It was a news-filled let's consider it a big ol' what's happening hot stuff portion.
Yeah, absolutely. And we apologize in advance for not having Alexis and Peter here.
We would love them, but life is a bitch.
Right. And we should probably just commemorate. Look, we've had a successful recording in Studio K, and it's gone off without a hitch so far.
Yeah,
so far, let's just wrap this up.
So far, so great, right? Oh, man. But anyway, to sign it off, I'm Kyle Lyra.
And I'm Alexis, the Great.
And this is Red Spotlight Entertainment number 21. We'll see you guys.
Happy birthday, Happy birthday, Kyle. Kyle Lyra just turned 21 years old, by the way, so.
Thank you for that.
So, your 21st podcast for your 21st birthday.
Yeah. My birthday passed like a week ago.
But you're still 21.
True. And guess what today is?
March 21st.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe that should be the title of the podcast. 21 on 21.
21 on 21 on 21. All right. We have 21 over here. We have 21 over there. We go to 22. Right. We have 22 over there. Sold to the guy in the fedora.
We're not drunk, by the way.
You know what? That's what I'll call it. Sold to the guy in the fedora.
Great.
Sold to the guy. Okay, guys. Red Spotlight number 21. Sold to the guy in the fedora. We'll catch you guys later in Red Spotlight number 22.